Have you ever wondered what would happen if you gave yourself full permission to dream without limits, without doubt, without holding back? How would your life change if you said yes to that whisper inside you telling you there's more, there's bigger, there's better? I'm Valerie, and today on Business by Design, I want to share with you how to step into the new year with an open heart to limitless possibilities. Join me.
Hello, I'm Valerie Priester, and this is the Business by Design podcast. Are you a woman entrepreneur who absolutely loves what you do and enjoy helping others, but for some reason, you can't seem to get out of your own way? You can't seem to get out of your head and really create the level of success that you desire? I get it. I truly understand. I've been there too. You see, I spent years searching for what do they call it? The holy grail, the secret sauce, right? To success. And what I learned along the way is all of the women that I knew that were very successful had one thing in common, and that was their way of thinking. Now, I know you may be saying it can't be that simple, can't be that easy, right? But the truth is, the number one key or secret, however you want to label it, to success is your way of thinking. It's your mindset. It's what you believe and what you think is possible for you. And so that's exactly why I created this podcast. I want to help you get out of your head, get out of your own way. I want to help you get into more profits, more passion, and more power. I want to help you to shift away from old beliefs and release old ways of thinking, self-sabotaging conversations, and help you shift into new beliefs that support your goals and bring lasting success. I want to help you design your victory so you can create the business and life that you desire. So if you're ready for some real talk about how to do that, if you're ready to really make the shift and move into greater possibilities and greater success, you're in the right place.
Hello, my friends. I want you to take a moment right now to breathe. That's right. Take a moment to breathe. Breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. As you know, we're standing at the threshold of a brand new year. And this is a blank canvas just waiting for your strokes. Say that 3 times. Brush strokes. It's about creating the life that you really want. And the great thing is that we have the opportunity to do that every single day, every single week, month, and year. And here we are at this moment where we get to define and create what we want this upcoming year to be. So, this episode may be a little bit longer than normal. So, I hope that you stay with me until the end because I really just want to speak with you from my heart. I really want to help you understand the importance of opening up your heart to the possibilities that are all around you, right? And here's what I know for sure: nothing changes unless you decide that it will change. The magic is in your decision to be open, to be ready, and to be brave enough to say, I'm willing to see this differently. I am willing to see what's possible. So think about it. What do you want to leave behind in this old year as we approach the new year? Is it fear? Is it a limiting belief or maybe several limiting beliefs? Or is it a nagging sense that you're not good enough? I just want you to take a moment to acknowledge it because we can't heal what we won't look at. right? You've always heard, I think in the uh, uh, 12-step programs, right? You've always heard what you don't acknowledge, you can't change. But it's also true that what you don't acknowledge, you can't heal. So once you see it, once you can identify it and see it, you can release it with gratitude for whatever it taught you. Because the truth is, every single thing that we experience teaches us something. And when you can acknowledge it and then release it with gratitude, you can let that door close gently behind you and open your arms to what's next without the fear, without the doubt, right? Without all the second guessing. One of my favorite questions that I often ask myself is, who am I becoming? You see, because the year ahead, it's not just about what we want to do, right? Or what we want to accomplish, or the material things that we want to mask. It's not just about that. It's about who we want to be. Being actually opens to the possibility, right? Being, because we are human beings, and we spend a lot of time doing, but we don't spend a lot of time focusing on who are we becoming and actually being that person. But being open to possibilities means that you're willing to let go of any story that you've been telling yourself. And especially if it's a story that no longer serves you. You know the ones. The one that says, I'm too old, I'm too busy, I'm not as qualified as everyone else, when we get to looking at other people and comparing ourselves to others, right? Well, it's time to rewrite that script, to write a new story. Because opportunities come when we make the decision that we are worthy of receiving them. We all have that internal power, if you will. Call it faith. You can call it your soul's voice. You can call it your intuition, right? We love to say women's intuition. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's that force that gently nudges you to step forward, even if you can't see the full path, right? The only thing required is your willingness to say yes. Yes to learning. Yes to trusting yourself. And yes to believing that you are more than enough. To do that, it requires a shifting of your mindset. And I want to challenge you to cultivate a mindset of abundance, right? This is about shifting from a place of lack to a place of everything and anything is possible. And when I think of abundance, I'm not just talking about money. I don't mean just money or possessions. I'm talking about an abundant life that's rich in love, friendship, purpose, creativity, and joy. That is true wealth, right? If you've been telling yourself, I don't have enough time, or I don't have the resources, I want you to try flipping that. Instead, affirm that I have everything I need to start. Because you do. You have the seeds of every dream you could ever want right now, right here. And you don't have to know the how, right? That's where we get stuck, is on the how. How is this going to happen? How am I going to do it? You don't have to know the how. You just have to be willing to begin. The steps will reveal themselves as you walk in faith towards your calling. One of the things that I know has happened for me in my life is I haven't always known all of the steps and all of the how to get to where I am today. But one thing I knew for certain is I had enough faith to take the first step. And this reminds me of Martin Luther King Jr. and his famous quote when he said, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. That has been my entire life. When I started in the coaching industry, I had no idea what coaching was about. But I knew one thing is that I was gifted and called to be able to encourage and uplift and motivate and inspire women to be the best versions of themselves. I didn't know how, but I knew the first step was help one woman, talk to one woman, encourage one woman. That was my first step. And as I took that step, the rest of the staircase began to reveal itself. The same thing can happen for you. So let's get into some practical steps, if you will, so you can feel that momentum building up for the new year because it's here. It's waiting for you. It's ready for you to take the first step. It's ready for you to step out in faith and to go after the dreams that you have. And stop just writing the dreams down and planning the dreams and creating vision boards, but not following through and taking the first step. So, how do we do that? What are some ways that we can do that? Well, one, start with visualizing your future self. What does that look like? Take a moment, like right now, close your eyes and picture yourself at the end of 2025. You're beaming with pride, right? You're grateful. You're happy. um, and all of this comes over everything that you have accomplished. You are absolutely just in joy over all of that. How does that feel? Right? What do you see around you when you put yourself and visualize yourself in that moment? Who have you become? Let that vision be your guiding light. Take time every day to kind of sit in that vision and just visualize yourself in that moment. The next thing you want to do is you want to create a daily ritual. I'm big on daily and morning rituals, right? Whether that is journaling for 5 minutes, it could be meditating for 10 minutes. I do both. It could be taking a walk each morning, right? But giving yourself space to tune in, to connect. Even a simple daily check in where you ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Just that little question can shift your energy and open up all kinds of new perspectives, right? And you can be grateful for anything that's happening in your life. If you've been listening to me for quite some time, you've probably heard my story of the butter and how I am so grateful every time I take a new 4-pack of butter out of my freezer because it reminds me of abundance. It reminds me that there's more where that came from, that there's an endless supply for me. Whereas back in the day, I could only buy one stick of butter at a time. So finding what you're grateful for can shift your whole mindset around what's possible for you. And then you want to set small, powerful goals. Now, I know everyone's going to get into doing the vision boards. I do vision boards. And we're going to plan out, the future and all of this. One of the things that I tell my client, I was just talking with one of my clients earlier this week, and one of the things that I instruct them to do when we talk about vision boards is to not put on your vision board everything that you want to create in life. Let's narrow that in and focus in on 1 year, right? And set small, powerful goals that you can accomplish in this 1 year, right? And again, I know that we want the massive breakthrough, right? But the massive breakthroughs and the massive masking of wealth or whatever it is that you want, it doesn't come in just one lump, right? It's built on small consistent steps. So setting small powerful goals will help you to reach the massive breakthrough, right? And don't underestimate the power of baby steps. Maybe it could be like just sending an email that you've been putting off or scheduling a lunch with someone who inspires you, right? Start small and build that momentum. And then you'll be able to see like the ripple effect that will happen in your life because you're taking the small steps. I'm sure you've heard, don't despise small beginnings. All right. And now this one is very important. You want to surround yourself with possibility thinkers. These are people who are, they're in your corner, if you will, right? You want to look at like, who are you spending your time with? So find your possibility thinkers. Seek out people who lift you, who challenge you to grow, and who believe in your vision, right? Let their faith in your possibility ignite your own faith. Those are the people that you want to spend time with. I was having a conversation with a client earlier this week, and we were talking about how, sometimes as you grow and as you elevate and as you reach different levels of success, you may find that some friends may fall off. Well, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with what they think about you or what they feel about you. It has more to do with as you are growing and succeeding, and they are not, maybe they're not living the life that they want, or they haven't taken the step of faith and courage to create the life that they want. But when you are excelling and reaching higher levels of success, it kind of holds up a mirror to them and it shows them what they have not accomplished. Right? So when you have that happen, just know that it's not so much about you, but more about them. And I always say, not everyone can go with you on this success journey. And that's okay. And you have to be okay with that. So let's talk about overcoming fear and doubt, because that's usually what holds a lot of us back, right? And keeps us from taking that step of faith. So let's talk about it for a moment, right? Because I know it well, and I know you do too, right? No matter how successful you become, there's still a level of fear and there's still the doubt that creeps in that makes us feel like we can't accomplish something. But the truth is, we know we can accomplish whatever it is that we set our minds to. But fear is real and it is there, right? Fear, I want you to shift your perspective in how you look at fear. Fear is only as powerful as we allow it to be. The biggest shift happens when you realize fear is just a feeling. That's all it is, right? It's not a destiny. It's not a verdict on your life. It's a it's kind of like a signpost telling you, here's a place where you have more to learn and more to gain, right? If you feel that squeeze in your chest, or you start to feel that worry in your mind, right? Remind yourself, in this moment, I'm learning, I'm growing. And this discomfort, this fear is my teacher, because in that there's always a lesson. There's always a lesson, right? Now, let's talk about one of the surest ways that will lead to opening up possibility, right? And that is gratitude. When you focus on what's already good, what's already bountiful, you invite more of that goodness in your life, right? It's like sending out a beacon to the universe saying, I see the blessings in my life and I welcome even more. Right? So take some time to make a list, right? On paper, or you can do it in your mind. I like to write it out, of the things that you're thankful for. Remind yourself daily, I am so blessed. I have so much, because you do. And the more you recognize it, the more blessings will show up for you. So, as we close our time together today, and again, I know this is longer than normal, I want you to hold on to this truth. The new year is not just turning the page on the calendar, it's turning the page in your life, right? You have the power to script the next chapter in ways you haven't even imagined yet. Do you feel that? Do you feel that spark of hope, right? That stirring of excitement deep within you? Good. That is your compass guiding you towards the life you're meant to live. So this week, I want you to take one tangible step that aligns with your vision. Just one. Maybe it's signing up for a class, booking an appointment, or having that conversation that you've been putting off, right? Just take one tangible step and show the universe that you're ready, and then watch the universe respond in kind. Remember, you are enough just as you are. The only permission you need to open yourself up to possibility is your own. So breathe deep, believe in you, and step boldly into this new year with a heart wide open to possibilities. There's a world of opportunity waiting for you. So, my friend, go out there and claim it. Until next time, let's keep dreaming big together. And remember, designing your victory is a choice, and it starts with knowing that you, my dear one, are limitless. So go out and live like you know it. See you next time.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Business by Design podcast. If you love what you're hearing each week, let me know by leaving a rating and a review. And don't forget to follow the show so you don't miss out on proven mindset techniques, strategies, and tools to help you design your victory and create the business and life you desire. Also, if you're ready to talk about the business and life that you really want, head on over to valeriepriester.com and schedule your private business breakthrough clarity call. Until next week, remember, designing your victory is a choice. Start today.